There's a lot of people right now that might having a spell of failure, one after the other, and they just haven't had that breakthrough. What advice would you give them?
People don't remember your failure, they remember your successes. And it's important for us that failure is part of your success. You are successful because of failure. You just have to admit that. Very important. And I think it's also important to understand that if you go to one level to the other, it takes another failure to get to where you want to be. It is also important for us to understand that while you are becoming a champion, your roles and responsibilities are expanded. Expanded means that you have more people believing in you, more people that you'll be responsible for, and you'll be accountable. What good is responsibility if there's no accountability? Responsibility means nothing without accountability. So I think it's important for you that if you fail, there's accountability.
What you mean by responsibility means nothing without accountability? Can you elaborate on that a little bit more, please?
People want responsibility, but they don't want to be accountable for that. And if you look at the very successful leader, they focus on accountability rather than responsibility. The people who are not leaders or not productive focus on responsibility rather than accountability. A good example is said, well, I'm responsible to do this. Rather than saying, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, I'm standing back, I'm correcting that, I'm moving forward this time. So I think it's important for leaders to understand that accountability is a bigger part of the responsibility of leadership.
What mistakes have you made that you can share with other people that they could avoid?
Making decisions without thoroughly thinking and without knowing what the outcome would be. Just because people are trying to influence you to do things. I learned my mistakes that sometimes you cannot just rely on your judgment. You need a second opinion, maybe even a third opinion. That's why there are coaches, there are mentors to just not only to teach you what to do, but to confirm your decision. Very important. If we do it on our own, sometimes we do it for different reasons, right? The other thing that I think, never compromise your values. You talk about culture and integrity, excellence, and family. A lot of people, it's easy to compromise that. And that's where most people fail. We now have clarity of where we're going. Clear vision, clear culture. And you never compromise that because that's where commitment will come from. And more importantly, that's where characters are built.
And I've always said that when you want to get advice on anything, make sure you get advice from somebody who's qualified in that area. If you're buying a house, you don't go to a mechanic to give you advice on the contract. You go to a solicitor. So just make sure you get advice from qualified source, what area you're in. So with that said, what's been one or two of the hardest decisions you've had to make in business?
One of the hardest decisions is to let go of people who does not belong to your vision. And a lot of people were trying to carry on baggages in our past. As we move on, I call that transcending vision requires transcending behavior. As you transcend in your vision, people should transcend also their behavior. There are people who limits themselves and are limited only to do things. And that really, I would say, is the most difficult part because you have to part ways with them. You can never grow your business having the same program, having the same structure, having the same people, because the next level will require different program, different people, different skill sets. And they're very important. That's how you grow your business. And that to me is one of the things that's difficult for me, but we have to do it simply because we have responsibility. And this is to me, as the president of the company, it is my responsibility to ensure the growth and development of the business.